it was a Saturday night, and I was invited by a friend of mine who's Haitian and came with CNN crew to do reporting on the South, and they were by helicopter going every evening to the South, but they said at the Marriott. So he said, Aura, I will send you a very trustworthy taxi from Marriott. You're going to be very safe. Just come for a drink, meet all of us. We'll catch up. So I didn't think anything of it. The taxi driver was very kind, and we exchanged numbers. And I was by Marriott, literally I could see Marriott when we got stopped by a policeman. And he wasn't the one that is very lightly dressed, kind of like short sleeves, like no really big, guns, usually daytime, what you see on the streets. This was like a heavy armed, masked face with a helmet. And I didn't think of anything of it because, you get stopped in Port-au-Prince rather frequently.
Yeah.
So he asked for my passport. I said, I was sitting in the back. I said, I don't have a physical passport, but I'm happy to show you all my documents on the phone just because of the security in the city. And in general, I don't carry the passport with me. He said, no, this will not count. Step out of the car. And I felt just very strange because, it's a Saturday night. It's 8:45 p.m., dark street, downtown, and downtown is sort of a no-go at this point. And I wasn't sure, is it the real police? Why this is such a strange situation? But, I followed the orders. I stepped out and I left my phone charging in the front before I stepped out of the taxi. And then 3 other armed men came up to me and said, go to our car. Then at this point, I'm freaking out. I'm like, why should I go to their car based on what is a probable cause to detain me? But everything happened so quickly, and I followed the orders. I went into their Jeep. It was kind of like an open Jeep, and 2 men from both sides were guarding me. So 4 of them fully armed, and I'm trying to kind of talk to them. I'm like, why am I being held here? Like, what is the purpose? They asked me, where are you from? Are you American? What are you doing here? And a few questions I answered. And I said, do you want my passport? I'll ask the taxi driver to go and, bring it from my house. I said, if I cannot go to this neighborhood, I'm happy to return and go back home. I'm like, I was trying to kind of talk to them. And they were completely
so when you were being detained by these armed men, were they kind of like, is there anything to identify them, a badge or a uniform?
Well, they were dressed in uniforms, but as you know, nowadays, there are many, many kidnapping cases by men dressed in uniforms. It's a very common form of kidnapping. So I wasn't sure. This is just like a very odd behavior. And I'm sitting in this car, and then, almost half an hour later, I see the taxi driver standing by, and he's trying to call a friend I was visiting, right? He's trying to figure out, by their license plate, if it's the real police or if it's not, or what's going on. And then I told him, I said, this is just not looking good. He came up to me. He was like, Aura, they are saying in Creole that they will put you in jail. And at this point, I am shaking. I am in panic. I don't even want to go for a drink anymore. I don't want to go anywhere or meet anyone. This was just, I just want to go back home,
Yeah.
Everything just like, I was like, is this 7 years in Haiti, me being here, this is coming to this, I don't know, it is a kidnapping situation, or is this a police? Then it's a really bad police. They are planning to put me in jail, and it's a Saturday night, and the taxi driver was, you will come out Monday.
Yeah.
And I heard bad things about jail.
Yeah. As my understanding, you were being released. Why? So was it really a kidnapping case?
No, it wasn't at all. So it turns out they were a real police. So I was like, let me try one last thing, because every time I asked them something, they were telling me, "Tu vas rester ici," like you are staying here. And then the taxi driver affirmed this. He was like, they are gonna bring you to jail. So I'm like, okay, we're dealing with real police, probably very corrupt, and they're gonna either ask for money eventually, or I will spend in jail, for no reason, who knows how long. So I asked him to bring my phone from the taxi, and I called, Laurent Lamotte. I said, this is my only hope, because I was thinking quickly, who can I call in this situation? There is no government really in Haiti right now. I'm like, who do I know in the government? Who isn't? There is no government, really government. And, I call Laurent, and he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, well, I'm about to go to jail unless you can somehow soften their hearts and explain them that I'm here to work with kids and I don't know what's going on here. And, he spoke for a minute or two, and then they were kind of surprised. They looked at the phone and, they were kind of really shocked. Then, they called the other two guys from the other side of the car, and they talked amongst themselves, and they let me go.
And they let you go. Why do you think you are a very dear friend to the Haitian community, not only in South Florida and New York, all around the world, in Haiti as well? You have a very respectful charitable organization, many events you organize to help people from Haiti. Why do you think it was so important to clarify that misunderstanding?
Well, after, sometimes, the newspapers exaggerate clearly, the headlines or whatnot. And I did have a kidnapping attempt on my last trip to Haiti. So I was very on the edge, to start with. It was actually a very difficult emotional trip because, my personal driver last time, tried to kidnap me, 3 years ago. So I was very nervous to begin with. And why I wanted to clarify is because, there were several Haitian celebrities that, sort of accused me of, ruining Haiti's image and who will travel now, which I felt like a bit unjust, kind of, because, we had kidnappings in Port-au-Prince every few days. Somebody I know personally, or a friend of the friend, or a business is taken. It's just unfortunate truth. And by not talking about it, not putting pressure on the Haitian government, we're not going to stop it. I will keep going to Haiti no matter what happens. I'm not trying to discourage people, or say that it's so dangerous, you cannot go. You absolutely should go. It's one of the most beautiful countries, and it's very dear to my heart. But at the same time, I feel like to put this pressure on me and to say that I should not speak about it. So yeah, that's where I'm standing.
Amazing that you talk about it. And I also want to clarify that you have your organization helping so many kids on the ground of Haiti. I know with the earthquake, the impact, that was very difficult now to help kids in Haiti, but you're still going there, you're still helping them. You will still go back to Haiti and help, as you mentioned.
And a lot of people, even press, were like, so you're taking the first flight back? I'm like, no, I didn't come here to give up of the first, police incident or kidnapping incident as last time. I'm here to stay, and I just want, the government and the, police to know that, this cannot continue, and they need to provide some kind of basic security, and for locals and for foreigners. And police is aware of this incident. They actually called, to clarify, and the government is, aware of the incident. And that was my goal. My goal was to speak up, because it's not fair to anyone.
Absolutely. All right. You are a true friend, like I said, of the Haitian community, and I'm proud of the work that you are doing for the kids of Mexico and also in Haiti. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Up next, we'll talk about Haiti, the earthquake, the impact almost a month after the powerful earthquake struck Haiti. Stay with us. With the strong impact of the pandemic, many families here in Little Haiti are struggling to send their kids back to school. Local organizations like Angels for Humanity are joining together with other organizations to help that. They are organizing today a fair to help these families.
Breathe in. Exhale it out.
What we're doing in essence is giving back to the community, and more particularly we're giving back to the children of the community, the kids, which is what Angels for Humanity is all about. And every children has an opportunity to have a better life, and in that objective we're trying to give them dental screening, dental care, medical care. It's back to school, so as part of the back to school. And back to school is always very challenging, but particularly this year with the pandemic, back to school is even more challenging. So we thought we will reinforce our abilities to support them to make sure they're healthy enough in order to go back to school, because we know learning is their future.
The barbers probably did close to 200 kids over the course of not only today but yesterday. We had this back to school health fair. Kids go back to school on Monday, so as they say, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you do good. So we hope that the kids will have a great year, and this is part of starting them off on the right foot by getting their hair done, but also hair braiding as well. They got manicures, they got pedicures, they got their health screenings, they got the dental care. So, look, brother, this is for some of these families, this is something that that they would not have gotten had they not have come here today. So this is a blessing to be able to get back.
To see so many organizations coming together, helping, and a proclamation as well, it must have been very grateful.
Oh, this is gratifying for anybody to be able to get back. And in our position, look, we talk to a wide audience. We have platforms that I think some people would die to have, other people they aspire to have. But like you, we have a platform that we reach out to a lot of people. And so you can send them good stuff, you can send them bad stuff, or you can understand them and try to help them. And so I think we are the latter. We are the third one. We want to understand them and try to help them. Too often every night I go on the air and talk about what's wrong with our community. But then I often feel like empty. When I leave and I go home, I feel empty because I've told you all the bad. How can I be a part of the solution and not the problem? I think always talking about what's going on that's bad is part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution, and I think this is the first step.
So tell me about that proclamation. Why do you think it's important to give it to organizations like that?
Well, it's important as state representative for this district that we're standing in right now in Little Haiti to recognize the efforts of organizations who are just doing good work in the community. Angels for Humanity has a wonderful track record of helping underprivileged children. So when I see somebody doing good things in the community, I want to make sure that I honor and recognize their efforts.
That's amazing. We see so many kids receiving care today, so I'm assuming they will be extremely happy to go back to school.
Absolutely, and we want to make sure we do everything we can to get them ready.
Most of these children are from the community where we're standing now. We're very close to Little Haiti area in South Miami, in an area that one would consider it's an underserved area, and many of these children don't have regular access to health care or dental care. And we are not only providing medical and dental care, but also providing backpacks and supplies for them to be able to do their classical work, at school. And of course, children, kids, they want to have a good time, so we're providing that.
What we're doing today is giving back to the community. As you know, this is back to school event. And we believe by doing these kids' nails and their hair, that's going to bring up their self-esteem for the first week at the school. And also giving the parents a big break. During the pandemic, I know it was really hard for them. So that's spare them by getting their hair done and their nails done. And believe me, they're going to have a good year back to school.
Hi everyone, I'm James Pierre. Nearly a month after a devastating earthquake struck Haiti and destroyed many cities like Lekai, Jérémie, Campirin, Haitian Americans here in the United States are joining forces to help many on the ground of Haiti. And to talk about that, we are now joining by Evans Joseph. He's a Haitian American and also serving in the U.S. Army. Evans, thank you so much for being here with us.
Hi, how you doing, James? Thank you for having me.
I am doing well, thank you. Always a pleasure, and thank you as well for serving. But now you are also serving Haiti. You are joining forces to help the victims of the earthquake in Haiti. Tell me about the initiative and how you raise money to help people in Haiti.
James, I gotta say that the idea was not mine, to be honest. It was one of my friends at work, and when that happened in Haiti that night, and I woke up and I was like, I got a picture on my phone, and then I saw what happened. And I'm like, oh my goodness! I remember in 2010 when I was in Haiti, how could that feel? And then I was at work complaining about the situation, and I'm like, I'm not in Haiti right now, and I know that these people are going through a hard time. And now that I can't help physically because I'm not there, and I'm like complaining. And my friend was there. She was listening, and she was like, "Okay, since you're not gonna be there physically, there's always a way that you can get involved and help." And I'm like, "Okay, then what do you think about that?" She's like, "Oh, you can go ahead and create a GoFundMe page. We're gonna support that. That would be a good initiative." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, then no problem." Then I'll go ahead and talk to my wife about it. And I'm like, because my problem is I saw two sides, and I saw that it's like two category of people. It's like you have a group of people that are like criticizing and be like, whenever there is a situation going on in Haiti, people are trying to take advantage of it and criticizing.
That's right. You have a
And
group
I
of
saw
people
different
waiting and a group
group
of people taking actions, and you decided to take action.
exactly.
So you raise money,
And I
and
take my
now you are
side.
coping with another organization in Haiti to help.
Exactly. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be part of those that are like people are trying to take advantage of the situation. I'm gonna be part of those that are actually taking action to make a difference and to help. And that's the reason I took the initiative, and I'm like, create the page and reach out to friends and family. And then right now we were able to raise around $1,233.21 in less
Wow.
than 15 days.
In
Uh,
less than
I
15 days, and that money will be used to help in Haiti. I want to be, without interrupting you, I want to be now joining by a famous Haitian comedian in Haiti, Tonton Bichat, with his organization, the Fondation Tonton Bichat, qui a aidé tout en Haïti. We're switching back in Creole because Tonton Bichat is well known in Haiti and is good with his Creole as well. Tonton Bichat, c'est ou même que organisation ça Events, l'argent que le ramassé avec collègue qui dans US Army pour aider en Haïti. Donc, ou même qui gagne organisation ça qui a aidé en Haïti. Parlez un petit peu de travail que nous réalisons dans la fondation ça en Haïti.
So about Fondation Tonton Bichat, in English, Tonton Bichat Foundation, we have people, we have children, we help everyone, everybody. Even you are young, even you are the grandpa, even you are, if you are Haitian, we're here to help you. So ça c'est rôle Fondation Tonton Bichat. C'est pas la première fois que nous avons aidé parce que moi songe que le et problème COVID-19 non, côté que nous t'avons fait distribution masque, OK, dans le marché parce que c'est des gens qui sont très vulnérables. Et donc, Tonton Bichat est obligé à aider moun sa yo. En fait, Fondation Tonton Bichat est obligé à aider moun sa yo à travers ti grand moun nan. Tonton Bichat qui était prend la rue, dès que l'autre artiste qui était avec moi. Et that was really great. So, we continue to do the same about helping. Donc, faut dire que le tremblement de terre l'an passé, nous avons posé une question pour nous dire qui ça nous supposé faire parce que nous pas vraiment gagné bagay nan mais nous pour nous supporter mais nous dit moun capable ba nous pour nous capable supporter le fait que we got the face et que moun remet Tonton Bichat, people love the grandpa in Haiti and then nous dit que bon, OK, n'a pas aider moun yo dans sens ça, mais à travers ça que nous joignons. C'est comme ça que nous joignons FAES qui bat nous 250 kits, c'est-à-dire qui gagne du riz là-dedans, qui gagne serviette hygiénique là-dedans, qui gagne brosse à dents, qui gagne pâte là-dedans, qui gagne pile d'autres bagailles et pour nous capable aider moun yo qui bat nous 250 kits. Nous gagne moun haïtien qui voyait maillot pour nous, qui voyait chemise en bon état bien entendu. So bon, mais ouais qui ça a passé là donc nous joignons petit bagage encore, ça c'est l'argent. Donc mais faut me dire que tonton Bichard de concert avec l'autre groupe artiste qui c'est Scapa qui gagnait l'autre branche que yo fait qui relait tout pour yo, OK? Tout pour yo, OK? Everything is for them. Donc c'est ça. Donc moi-même tout ça me joindre, m'a passé par tout pour yo, OK? Devant la presse et puis tout pour yo même pour le faire distribution parce que grand pile l'organisation qui a porté pour organisation tout pour yo que moi-même je fais partie même tout.
Super. Bicham Dare même presque un mois après un tremblement de terre comme ça. Comment situation est ou à reporter qu'on y a en direct d'Haïti côté qu'on y a là pays ou pays nous comment situation est est-ce que jusqu'à présent haïtiens américains haïtiens qui en dehors de Haïti qui en soit côté que y a yo capable toujours continuer aider est-ce que toujours une nécessité pour yo aider même Jean Evans lui même a fait ça
oh yeah the situation is almost still the same okay so ça me dit et until now people is moun yo abdomi jusqu'à maintenant en battante ça qui gagne tante mais gagne moun c'est petit tapis que on prend pour yo couvrir c'est des images que moun pas vraiment ouais parce que we are human you know donc le regarde ouais moun nan tremblement de terre passé plus t'a prend la pluie OK si vous songez le lendemain t'es gagné un gros la pluie qui t'est tombé dans zone Grand Sud là donc moun yo t'a dormi ça qui gagne 30 OK mais ça pas gagne 30 c'est toile c'est drap que au point vous mettez 4 piquets de bois donc it's hard to see but mais situation pas vraiment changé bon nous voyons que grand pile aide c'est vrai même l'impression aide yo pas vraiment dirigé aller vers et monde pour aller et m'a profité occasion pour me dire que it's the reality yo joindre monde qui a vendre aide dans bagage que yo bail pour yo bail donc il faut côté rejoindre du bagage donc la police a arrêté moun yo et son bon geste et m'a souhaité que yo continuer et veiller ça pour que ça va continuer encore parce que c'est pour une belle image pour nous
that's bad images yeah
donc moun yo toujours choisi mauvais moun pour yo bye donc l'homme qui passe par artiste par exemple pour passer par Karel Ped ou passer par organisation Scapa ou bien tout pour yo qui sont structures qui là spécialement pour des moun là où font bon choix là où connaît que so bail pour yo bail là ba moun et nécessité évidemment.
Wow. We are now joining, as I said, again by Tonton Bichard. We put his information right here on the screen for those of you not understanding truly Creole. Very well-known Haitian in Haiti, comedian, also musician. He's doing so much in Haiti, helping our Haitian folks in Haiti. Very important. The email that you can reach Tonton Bichard is easy. mytontonbichard@gmail.com. mytontonbichard@gmail.com, should I say, if you want to reach out to him. Help Haiti. They still need your help. Many cities, like I said, being destroyed by that earthquake that struck Haiti. But before we close that section, I want to be joining back again by Evans Joseph to talk about why he thinks that it was extremely important to help people of Haiti. Is it something that you're going to keep on doing? You have other non-Haitians helping you, right? In the U.S. Army, joining forces to help Haiti. How do you feel about that? And are you still going to do more campaign to help Haitians in Haiti?
I mean, James, it is a responsibility that every single one of us have to do what we can to help. This is something that I'm still gonna keep doing as long as I can help. I will do it. One of the reasons why I think we should do it is I don't think we have a money problem. It's not a financial issue. It's the problem that we have is we don't want to come together to do something like in America right now. You have over 1 million Haitian American. If you were to, because with technology right now, you can you can create platform where people can be together and do stuff together. If you can get $100 from each, from one, every single Haitian American as of right now, and you create a structure where that money, that money can be well managed, that is already $100 million. And let's say if you, I'm not gonna be like, I think that I can save Haiti. That's not the idea. But we can identify something specific, a specific issue that is going on right now, and we tackle it and we solve it. And you take,
That
if
is
you take
correct.
like healthcare for example, the university hospital in Mibale right now, the estimated cost was $16 million. So if you have $100 million, you got like an average like 6 hospitals. You know what I mean? So we can do stuff. So what we need to do is organize, come
By
together,
joining forces and work together, like we said in the French version, l'union fait la force. Together we are strong. And I really love that cooperation that we are doing into Haitian Americans living in the United States and also working with well-known figures in Haiti like Tonton Bichat and other artists to help Haiti. We are running out of time, but thank you so much, Events, for your service, and thank you as well for keeping Haiti on the map and also helping Haitians in Haiti. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Thank you, James, and I gotta thank everybody that has contributed to that. And whether you're Haitian or American, my friends, I gotta thank every single one of you. I can promise you guys one thing is the money that you gave for that fundraising, it's gonna serve its purpose. Because I believe in Bichat.
Right.
Bichat is doing such a great job. We're gonna do what we have to do, and that's gonna make a difference in people's life.
That's right. And that's what we hope for Haiti as well, that everything we do can make a difference. I truly bring back the number, the fund number, the email, I'm sorry, on screen as well for you. Please, if you want to donate, if you want to do that, do your research first. Find good organizations that you can help out. But Tonton Bichat is well known in Haiti. He's been all over the place, literally, a true Haitian. I truly encourage you, if you want to help, join forces with him. mytontonbichat@gmail.com. I'm James Pierre. We'll see you next time for another segment about Haiti, because we keep following the situation here on the ground of Haiti. Take care.